tape by Maurice involved Janet asleep in bed when she was suddenly dragged out of bed by the invisible ice-cold hands and dragged across her bedroom floor and out of her room and thrown from the top of the stairs headfirst. After this shocking incident, Graham Morris decided to set up a video camera in the girl's bedroom. The video camera he could control whenever he heard any kind of noise coming from the girl's room. Graham captured Janet being thrown against her will on a few occasions across the room. A few outside parties, who had nothing to do with the investigation, also witnessed some strange occurrences. Janet was once seen by the local baker who was passing by the house when he heard a great commotion coming from upstairs in Janet's room. He saw through the bedroom window Janet floating, as well as all of her toys, around the room in a horizontal position, floating up and down. This was also witnessed by a lollipop lady who was standing across the street. These eyewitness accounts were astounding, but nothing could prepare anyone for what happened next. One particular night, the family and Maurice were sat in the living room when all of a sudden a loud dog bark sounded out. This would have been fine if the Hodgsons owned a dog, but they didn't. Maurice decided to try once more to communicate with the spirit as the girls lay in bed. He asked the spirit to communicate. Another loud dog bark rang out into the bedroom. Maurice was feeling a little nervous after the events of what happened last time he tried to communicate. But he decided to take a deep breath and carry on. He asked the spirit to say his name, and it did, in a very rough, gravelly voice, which seemed like it was coming from Janet. The next day, Roz returned and set up an audio recorder and had a conversation with the supposed spirit coming through Janet's vocal cords. The following audio clip was taken from the Channel 4 documentary. In it, you can hear Roz communicate with the supposed spirit that was coming through Janet's vocal cords.
Talk to Roslyn, she wants to talk to you.
Hello.
Good evening. Good evening. Are there two of you there?
Yeah.
What are you called?
Somebody.
And where's Harry? That's a joke,
Yeah.
isn't it?
The voice coming from Janet was under speculation. Many believed that she may be making this all up and faking the voice. With Peggy's permission, Maurice decided to put this to the test. By making Janet hold a mouthful of water in her mouth, he then covered her lips with tape. He then states he went on to ask the spirit questions, to which it answered just as before. And when Maurice moved the tape from Janet's mouth, she spat every bit of water out. This to Morris was undeniable proof that this was indeed paranormal. More conversations with the spirit came in the following days, but there was still a doubt in some minds that Janet was still playing a prank, and everyone, even though she swore it wasn't her speaking. But one conversation had some shocking, undeniable facts about a previous resident of the house that Janet could not have known about. Maurice has spoken on many occasions with the spirit that was coming through Janet, and had discovered the name of the spirit to be Bill Wilkins. Maurice decided to invite his son, Richard Gross, to try his hand at interrogating the spirit, to see if he had any luck in making it talk. Richard asked one simple question. He asked the spirit to tell him if he remembered what happened to him when he died. The answer he got from the spirit was astounding. The supposed spirit of Bill Wilkins answered in what Richard describes as a gruff, gravelly voice of an old man that no 11-year-old girl was capable of replicating. Here is another audio clip from the Channel 4 documentary. What do you think?
I want you to tell me whether you remember what happened to you when you died.
I went blind. Then I had an hemorrhage, and I fell asleep, and I died in a chair in a corner downstairs.
After a bit of investigating with the council, they discovered that the last occupier of the house was indeed a Mr. Bill Wilkins. And to put the icing on the cake, Maurice tracked down Bill's son, Terry Wilkins, who also confirmed that his father had lived at the property before the Hodgson family had moved in. Maurice asked Terry how his father had died. Terry confirmed that his father, Bill Wilkins, had died in his chair and had suffered a brain hemorrhage. Not long after, Janet was taken into hospital for 2 months, and a number of psychiatric tests were made on her. In the 2 months Janet was away from the house, the activity started to die down, and eventually came to a stop. Although Janet always thought she could still feel a presence in the house. Janet's mother Peggy stayed in the house until her death in 2003, and the children all moved away to try and build a normal life elsewhere. Many years have passed since the haunting at 284 Green Street, but in all the time that has passed, up until the present day, no one has ever changed the story of what occurred in the Hodgson home, including Maurice Gross, who went to his grave a believer. So what do you think? Was the Enfield haunting one big hoax? Or was it one of the best documented cases of poltergeist activity ever taken? I'll let you decide. And when you finally fall asleep tonight, I hope, unlike me, that you don't have nightmares. I'll see you next time.